Hello, it's Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm so glad you're here to stamp with me today. So today we are featuring a card with gold accents and also the Paisleys and Petals bundle, which includes this Paisleys framelit set and this sentiment here from the Sweet Seasons set. Start my card. I have a thick white cardstock base. That's a half a sheet folded in half for the base, and then a mint macaron, which is the cardstock that I'll be working with. That is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. So to start with, I am going to be placing a Paisley, one of the Paisleys from the set, about right there. So I'm going to take and emboss that in gold. The card has all gold accents. So let's brush it with our Stamp Emboss. That's going to help it so that the powders don't stick where I don't want them to stick. Inking up this Paisley, and it is a photopolymer set, so I'm working on the Stampin' Pierce pad that gives it a little bit of cushion and gives me a better image. Okay, let's ink that up. A coffee filter to catch my powder. I've transferred the powder into one of these little containers. So just sprinkling that over, tap it off. Sometimes I like to just sprinkle it again and it fills in a few of the gaps that may have gotten left. Okay. And then just place that back. Okay. Now I need to heat set this powder. I'm going to warm up my heat tool. It does take a moment or so, so I will speed up this portion after it gets started. Once I have my powder out, I'm going to grab in my sentiment piece and ink up my sentiment in Everything Give Thanks and stamp that right in the center. Okay, because the heat tool gets really hot and this is a small piece, I am going to use a tweezer, a reverse closing tweezer, to hold that while I heat it. I got a little bit of ink there, and as long as I brush that off before I heat set, I'm in good shape. Mounting that onto a black cardstock mat. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back side to give it a little bit of lift off my card front. Okay, so my next step is to run this piece of gold foil through with this die. So I'm going to bring in the Big Shot, and I have my magnetic platform with one of the acrylic plates on the bottom, and then we'll place an acrylic plate on the top and run that through. You can use the detail plate with this. I just run it through a couple of times and I seem to have pretty good luck with that. And I'm going to use my die brush to pop that out. And if it doesn't come all the way out, I can use my tweezers to help it. My favorite way to put this piece down with a lot of the openings on there is to take my silicone pad, and I see a couple of little spots that didn't come out, so before I put it down, I take those out. Okay, so my favorite way to do this is to take a dotted adhesive over a silicone pad and then just put that down, and that will hold that. And I'm going to place this right down here. Now I want to add one more gold accent, so I have the gold foil, the gold embossing. I'm going to add some of the gold Stampin' Glitter, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the fine tip glue, open that up, and kind of from the upper left to the lower right, I'm just going to add dots. Okay, and then I can pull in that coffee filter, sprinkle that on there. Excuse me. Sprinkle that on there. Okay, so the next step is I'd like to take in my embossed sentiment, put it right over there. So I want to figure out where do I want this gold twine. So I'm going to just put that underneath the mint macaron piece, pull that over, and I can always adjust it. I'm going to give here's a little tip about tying this gold twine. One thing you can do is take and make that mini glue dot smaller. Okay, but you do need to know, if you're doing this, where you want your twine ahead of time. So I'm doing my placement here, and I'm figuring that I want it about right there. So let's put that little dot down, and I'm tying my knot right there. Press that in place, and then I can give it a tie. It's kind of like having that third finger that you need sometimes when you're doing that. And go in and tighten that up. Okay, so now I can place this down on my card base, and I'm going to use the fast fuse. I like how sticky it is. It will hold it down really nicely. Okay, so I put that down. Let's take off those dimensionals I put on there. Place this sentiment right here. There you go. And now I have my Petals and Paisleys card with gold accents. I have the gold twine, embossing powder, gold foil, and the gold glitter. If you have any questions about what I've done, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris at mystamplady.com. All of these supplies are available in my online store at shop.withmystamplady.com. And be sure to head over to my website where I have a printable PDF telling you the sizes of this card. Thanks a lot for stamping with me today.